absolutely amazing live stream today. I want to thank everybody who showed up. Thank you for making my birthday something truly special. I appreciate it. So shout out to everybody there. But specifically, I want to say Savannah. Sorry, I did not see the super chat that came through, and I don't want you to think that I missed it or anything. I did see it afterwards, and I really appreciate that. So you get a special shout out right now, Savannah. Thank you so much for being there and doing that. And I never want to leave anybody hanging, especially if you send a super chat. So let's talk about an exit plan. Right? AMC stock is closing in on $20 right now. We're testing 20, and if we break it, we could see game on. So things need to get a little bit serious when you're talking about an exit plan, because if you don't have one, if you don't know when you're going to sell AMC stock, if you don't have a plan B to call, you could get lost and end up losing a lot of money. So in this video, we're going to be discussing things like market versus limit order, the peak. Can it be timed? How do you know if we're peaking out? And what are some realistic price points that we could really see during the squeeze, and how achievable are they? So of course, if all of this sounds like something you're interested in, let's get started. What's up, everybody? I'm Clay. I'm here to make 2021 the best year ever. If you haven't clicked that subscribe button yet, make sure to subscribe to the channel. Join us. Become a bro. We are here every single day, and we're growing our portfolios together. AMC stock, think about it. I know a lot of people may have just gotten on board last week. Congratulations to you. You are seeing some excellent gains in your first week, and, mission control to the rocket that's about to take off here. Be prepared, guys. Be prepared. Now, I'm saying we're testing this level of 20. Does it mean that we break through? It doesn't necessarily mean that we break through the resistance at 20 first try, okay? But if we do break through, if we break through this resistance at that $20 high that we're seeing here, we could be ready for liftoff. So we need to have everybody on board. Everybody needs to have a plan. Everybody's plan can be different. Okay, I'm not going to advocate one price. Yes, we can see 1,000, we can see 10,000, we can see $100,000 per share. All of this stuff is possible when it comes to AMC. But here's the deal. There's a lot of people holding this stock, and a lot of people have different price points. They have different levels of temptation. So you need to be prepared. So first and foremost, don't get caught off guard or you're going to be nervous. The more prepared you are, the more you focus on your plan during the AMC stock short squeeze, the better off you're going to be. I want to see everybody excited. I want to see everybody just going nuts about AMC, but I don't want to see anybody nervous. I don't want to see anybody like, oh my gosh, this could change my life. Is it going to change my life? That's why we need to plan in advance. So let's just talk about a couple things briefly. We can do more in-depth videos here throughout the rest of the week, because let's cover the basics first. Market versus limit order. I've done another video on it. You can go check that out if you want to see it in a little bit more detail. Market versus limit. Let's strictly talk about the pros and cons of each one. I'm okay if you use either one, right? I don't think it's necessarily showing the hedge funds your position and letting them know where you're willing to sell if you use a limit order. Because look, guys, we know that you have to get close there, depending on your broker. You have to kind of get to that level before you can even set that limit order. So here's the pros and cons. Market order. Pros. Your order is going to get filled, okay? Cons. It's going to be a very volatile trade. When we see the short squeeze happen, you could be seeing $15, $20, $50 ticks in either direction, and you don't exactly know where your order is going to get filled. So let's say we make it to $1,000 or $900, and you put your limit or your market order. You throw a market order on there at $900. Know that it's going to be volatile. You might get triggered at $1,000. You might get triggered at $800. Okay. The pros are, you're going to be first in line. Your order is going to get triggered. But cons, we don't know exactly where. Limit order. Exact opposite, really. If you put a limit order on, you know the price of where you're going to get triggered. We hit 900, you put a limit on it at 1,000, you're going to get triggered at or above 1,000. Now, whether or not it fulfills your whole order there or what the deal is with that, that's the con. We don't know if that price is going to trigger, if you're going to touch it, if it's going to trigger all your shares. if it's going to close out your shares. So you have to be very vigilant if you're using that sort of an order. So hopefully that clears up some of the pros and cons. Now, can I recommend which one you use? You're going to have to make that decision for yourself. And I know by now, if you've been watching the videos, if you've been paying attention, you're becoming a more confident trader. And that is what I want to see everybody here do. Just because Clay says sell something, just because Clay says use this, doesn't mean you have to, okay? I want everybody here, that is my goal, to make everybody here better traders, to make you more informed, to make you confident in your decision. When you can do that for yourself, you're on the first step to financial freedom, and you're on the first step to that financial security that you need to reach. So no, I can't tell you which one is best for you. You know which one is best for you. Next, what price points could we see? You know, what is realistic? A lot of people want to know what is realistic. Look, here's a good way to answer that. I really, really want to see 1,000. A lot of other people out there want to see 10,000 or 100,000. At the end of the day, it's going to boil down to what all 3+ million people are willing to hold out to. Yes, I know the guys that are on Reddit every day, the guys that are on Twitter every day. I'm going to say guys and girls, right? I know everybody that's on YouTube every day following AMC. We're going to be the ones who hold out the longest. We're going to be the ones who can actually hold out to $100,000. We have our plans in place. We know when we want to sell AMC. We know signals to look for to see if the squeeze might be dying. We know all of this stuff because we are submerged in it every single day. Institutions, they're going to be the first ones to go. Hopefully they're already selling off some of their shares. They're going to be the first ones to go. They got to act logical, right? They have numbers that they're looking at. They can base their trades on fundamental values of AMC. Things like that. Multiples. Okay. Guys that are just kind of trying to play AMC as a lottery ticket, they're going to be the second ones to go. They don't really have a plan. They don't know when they can hold AMC to or what it's really capable of. They're going to be the second ones to fall off. And unfortunately, if both institutions and all of these paper-handed day traders, swing traders, guys who don't really know what's going on with AMC, if both of them fall off, it might be time. I don't know. I don't know if apes hold enough to take it to 100,000 if everybody else falls off. So keep that in mind. If you've got your price target at 100,000, please just at least have a plan B. Do not ride AMC all the way back down to $10 a share. Do not do that. Okay? And if your price target's 1,000, I'm right there with you. I hope we can make it. But don't necessarily, if all signs are pointing to all systems go, if the rocket's just beginning to launch at $1,000 a share, hold AMC. Don't go and sell it. Hold AMC. Be confident enough in yourself to know that the signs are going to be there, that yes, it's going to be volatile, but if the signs are showing all systems go, don't be afraid to hold it and watch it go higher, okay? So be very vigilant during the AMC stock short squeeze. Now, that brings us, what are the signs that we should be looking for? How can we time the peak? Can we make the perfect trade? I'm going to be honest with you guys. None of us are going to make the perfect trade unless we get lucky, okay? Nobody's going to time the peak perfectly. I see everybody wanting to sell on the way down. Doesn't mean that we can. It's going to be extremely difficult, if not impossible, to time the peak perfectly. So knowing that, what are some things we can look for? If you're planning on selling it on the way back down, what are some things that we can look for? We know that hedge funds have to cover at least the 87 million or 90 million shares that they have reported as being short right now. I'm not one to jump into all of the synthetics that could be around there. One, because nobody can prove it. Two, really because nobody can prove it, right? If we don't have a reliable number, I don't tend to base my trades on something that's unreliable. It makes you be able to sleep at night knowing that at least you have some sort of backing and some sort of decision that you made going into it based on actual information. And look, at the end of the day, I'm on board, guys. I don't want to get involved too much in the synthetics that can be out there. But if they exist in the quantities that people suggest they exist, if there really are 3 billion synthetics floating around for AMC stock right now, then yeah, to me, it's icing on the cake. Okay, so I'll base my information on what's reported, and then anything above and beyond that is absolutely perfect. So can we time the peak? No, it's going to be impossible to time the peak. But look, if we see, and we will see, extremely high volume during the short squeeze. We had high volume today, right? We did have high volume today. But this isn't the point where we trigger margin calls yet. I believe that we need to break through these levels of resistance before we really trigger the margin calls from the hedge funds, and we see the stock rocket higher in disproportionate numbers that are really going to surprise you. Remember, guys, GameStop was trading at like $17, $20 and shot up to $75, then $480. So you see 20, you're excited. Get excited because we need to break these levels, but don't be so antsy that you're ready to take your profit already. I'll just throw that out there. So if we break these numbers, if it's squeeze on, what are some things we can look for? Volume is definitely going to be one of them. If we see billions of shares being traded, does it mean that hedge funds have covered? No, it doesn't necessarily mean that. It means that hedge funds could have covered. We got one of two options for buyers at that point. Really one of three. But we got day traders and swing traders. They could be messing around with AMC. They could be generating a ton of volume, taking advantage of the volatility. That is definitely something that they will be doing. Another one, FOMO buyers jumping in. Maybe they jumped in at $100 thinking that they're going to ride it from 100 to 1,000 or 100 to 100,000. They're still making excellent gains at that point, right? But they should have gotten in sooner. And finally, it could mean that yes, hedge funds are at least covering a portion of their positions. Maybe they're covering all of their positions. So that would be the most conservative approach to it that you would want to take. If you know that volume is ridiculously high, if you know that hedge funds could have covered, and if you see volume kind of peak out, stop, and go from there, know that the FOMO buyers may have dipped out by then. They're not willing to pay $1,000 per share, and hedge funds who had to pay $1,000 per share are now, they're done selling the stock. So that is a sign that you can look for to kind of gauge where we might be peaking. Nothing is guaranteed. I want to put that out there right now. Nothing is guaranteed. All of the information that we're going to be rolling with is could be information. And sometimes as a trader, making a speculative trade, that's the best that we can deal with. That is the best that we can see, is this could be happening. So whether you're risk on or risk off at that point is going to be up to you. Please know that nobody's going to time it perfectly. It's just something that we're going to have to go with. And at the end of the day, I want each and every one of us to walk away knowing that we have a lot of money in our portfolios. I say a lot of money, it's completely suggestive. It's completely subjective. Yeah, it's completely subjective. What's a lot of money for one person might not be a lot of money for another person. But look, guys, at the end of the day, you don't need millions of dollars in your portfolio to really get the life that you want to live. Becoming debt-free, setting yourself up with supplemental income, all of this stuff can really put you on that path to live the life that you want to live. And I hope that for every single person trading AMC right now, and I hope the best for every single person out there. So guys, thank you for watching the video. If the subscribe button is still red, make sure to click that subscribe button, join the channel, become a bro. We're growing our portfolios together, and we are here every single day. Look, brand new website launched today, ClayBro.com. If you would like a ClayBro shirt or hoodie for that matter, go check out ClayBro.com. The link is in the description below, and pick something up if you would like. I think it would be cool if we were all walking around wearing bro shirts, following the squeeze. Oh man, it gets me excited thinking about the squeeze. I don't want to think about it too much right now. So make sure to check that out. Twitter, ClayBro883 at Twitter. Webull link, if you're brand new, it's not too late to get into AMC. If you're brand new to the whole investing thing and you want to open up a Webull link, either use my link in the description below, or if you've got a friend that's got Webull already, make sure to get the link off them. At the end of the day, guys, whether you use my link or somebody else's link, just use somebody's link because it helps everybody out. And I think that sums it up, guys. So until the next time, I hope that each and every one of you have an awesome day.